Jun-Ho and Lim YoonA's shocking dance leaves everyone speechless. And today, dear viewers, we're diving straight into the electrifying moment that set the entire entertainment world ablaze. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Your presence, your comments, your energy, and your constant support are the reason this channel continues to grow, shine, and bring you the most thrilling narratives from the world of Korean entertainment. And trust me, today's story is one you'll want to sit back, relax, and fully immerse yourself in. Because what Lee Jun-Ho and Lim YoonA delivered on stage was not just a performance. It was a cultural moment, an emotional explosion, and a shockwave that is still reverberating across fandoms worldwide. It all began with what fans initially believed would be a simple joint stage appearance. Something modest, perhaps sweet, maybe even nostalgic, given their past chemistry. But as the lights dimmed and the crowd held its breath, there was something in the air that warned everyone that what was coming was far beyond ordinary. It wasn't just fan excitement. It wasn't just curiosity. It was that rare electric tension that rises right before an unforgettable moment, the kind that locks thousands of eyes on a single point. And when the spotlight hit both of them, Jun-Ho with his grounded charisma and YoonA with her effortless elegance, the audience knew instantly that something extraordinary was about to unfold. The music began softly, a slow rhythm that teased the start of something dramatic. YoonA took the first breath-like movement, her silhouette flowing with the kind of grace that only years of mastery can produce. Her fingers sliced the air. Her back arched into a curve that looked almost unreal, and her entire posture spoke a quiet invitation. Then came Jun-Ho, stepping in with a smooth, precise motion that contrasted beautifully with her softness. His movements were sharp but fluid, powerful yet controlled, carrying that signature masculine elegance he's known for. Together, they were like two planets aligning, distinct yet perfectly synchronized. The audience erupted, but the cheers quickly died down into collective silence as the performance deepened. The dance was nothing like what viewers expected from the pair. It wasn't romantic in an obvious way. It wasn't playful or comedic. Instead, it was raw, intense, and deeply expressive, almost cinematic, as though they were telling an entire emotional story without a single word spoken. Their bodies communicated everything: tension, longing, challenge, surrender, balance, and connection. They moved with a chemistry so potent that even the cameras seemed to struggle to capture the full intensity of it. What left viewers in true disbelief was the unexpected level of risk and boldness in their choreography. YoonA spun into Jun-Ho's arms in a breathtaking pivot, the kind that requires perfect timing and absolute trust. Jun-Ho lifted her with controlled strength, creating a moment that felt weightless and surreal. When she descended, the two locked eyes with a depth that sent fans screaming online afterward. Social media timelines instantly flooded with clips, screenshots, and frantic comments like, "Is this real? Why is this chemistry illegal? And I wasn't prepared for this energy." But the true shockwave came midway through the performance, during a segment where the music shattered into a sharp, percussive beat. In one fluid sequence, Jun-Ho and YoonA broke into a duet section filled with rapid footwork and dangerously close spins, each movement sharper and more breathtaking than the last. Their timing was flawless, their expressions unwavering. It was the kind of performance where you could easily forget they were two separate individuals. Every movement fit together with the precision of interlocking gears. The crowd reacted in disbelief. Some gasped, some covered their mouths, some simply froze, their eyes wide with awe. Even celebrities seated in the VIP section were visibly shocked, leaning forward in their seats with eyes shining in admiration. And backstage staff later admitted that even they hadn't expected the two stars to deliver something so explosive. Rumor has it that during rehearsals, both Jun-Ho and YoonA pushed each other creatively and physically to reach a level of synergy that would feel truly transcendent on stage. And oh, did they succeed? As the performance reached its climax, the music softened once more, returning to the same soft rhythm that started it all. It was almost poetic, like a heartbeat slowing after a sprint. YoonA stepped forward, her expression gentle yet fierce with emotion, while Jun-Ho circled behind her with a deliberate calmness. Their final pose was a simple one. Nothing dramatic, nothing flashy. YoonA standing still, Jun-Ho's hand hovering just behind her spine, not touching but close enough to send a shiver through the air. The lights faded on that moment of suspended connection, and the entire venue exploded into applause so loud it nearly drowned out the music's final note. The aftermath was immediate and massive. Within minutes, the performance became the #1 trending topic across multiple platforms, not only in Korea, but across Asia, Europe, and even the Americas. Dance experts praised the choreographic execution, fans praised their chemistry, and critics described the performance as a masterclass in modern duet expression. And one particular review called it the moment two artists became one story, capturing perfectly what made the dance so unforgettable. But what truly elevated this performance into legend status was the emotional honesty both stars brought to it. You could see it in Jun-Ho's eyes, focused, fiery, present. You could feel it in YoonA's movements, vulnerable yet confident, free yet intentional. Together, they created a narrative within the choreography, two forces meeting, clashing, harmonizing, and ultimately rising together. It wasn't just beautiful, it was transcendent, it was art in its purest form, and fans couldn't stop analyzing it. Some interpreted the dance as a metaphor for overcoming personal struggles. Others saw it as a symbolic representation of two individuals finding balance in chaos. Many simply saw it as an explosion of pure passion and artistic power. But most importantly, everyone agreed on one thing. This performance was something only Jun-Ho and YoonA could have delivered with such intensity. One fan wrote, "It felt like watching two souls dancing instead of two people." Another said, "No choreography can create chemistry like that. This was something deeper." And global reaction videos showed viewers covering their faces, screaming, or silently absorbing the performance with tears in their eyes. Even dancers who typically remain neutral on celebrity performances praised the pair for their technique, control, and emotional depth. Behind the scenes, insiders revealed that the two stars worked tirelessly to perfect every beat, every breath, every moment of the routine. YoonA practiced late into the night, refining the fluidity of her movements. Jun-Ho spent hours honing the strength and precision needed for the demanding lifts. And what truly stood out was their mutual respect. Each step created together, each transition perfected with patience, each emotional beat practiced until it felt natural. Their partnership during rehearsals reportedly became so synchronized that choreographers found themselves adjusting the routine to better highlight their undeniable synergy. The performance also reignited conversation about the unique dynamic between the two stars. Fans have always admired their natural connection, but this dance showcased an entirely new layer of artistic depth. The way they moved together, the confidence they showed, and the way they trusted each other with every risky movement revealed a profound artistic partnership that goes beyond typical collaboration. Some even admitted that they had to remind themselves it was a performance because the emotional energy felt so real, so raw, and so intimate. And while neither Jun-Ho nor YoonA made any direct personal comments about the performance afterward, their subtle interactions backstage did not go unnoticed. In one behind-the-scenes clip, YoonA could be seen laughing breathlessly while Jun-Ho gently handed her a water bottle. In another moment, they exchanged a quick, quiet conversation that fans interpreted as mutual encouragement and gratitude. Their ease, comfort, and warmth toward each other only added fuel to the growing fascination surrounding their partnership. As days passed, dance experts began breaking down the choreography, praising its modern contemporary elements infused with subtle jazz and Latin influences. They highlighted the clean lines, the dynamic tempo shifts, the controlled lifts, and the emotionally laden gestures that made the performance feel like a short film told through movement. Some even predicted that the performance would influence choreographers globally and become a benchmark for future star collaborations. Meanwhile, the pair's agencies released a short statement simply thanking fans for their overwhelming support, adding that the two artists had worked passionately to present something memorable. But fans felt the statement was far too modest for what was clearly a groundbreaking performance that had left the world buzzing. International media outlets jumped in as well, calling the dance a genre-redefining moment, an explosive showcase of star power, and a visual poem performed by two icons at their peak. Some outlets even highlighted the emotional response from the audience, showing footage of fans crying, jumping in excitement, and reacting in disbelief as the performance unfolded. But perhaps the most touching aspect of this entire phenomenon is the way the dance brought people together. Fans who were strangers before suddenly formed friendships online, bonding over shared shock and admiration. Dance students felt newly inspired. Aspiring performers felt encouraged by seeing two of Korea's most respected stars dedicate themselves wholeheartedly to exploring artistic expression. And countless viewers, even those unfamiliar with Korean entertainment, found themselves replaying the performance over and over, captivated without needing any context. In the end, what Jun-Ho and Lim YoonA created was not just a performance, not just a moment of entertainment. It was an unforgettable piece of art, born of discipline, passion, trust, and fearless creativity. It reminded the world that dance is not just movement. It's emotion, storytelling, connection, and power. And when two artists with such dedication and synergy step onto a stage together, something magical is bound to happen. Today, viewers around the world are still discussing that performance, still feeling its aftershocks, still replaying that moment when time seemed to stop as Jun-Ho and YoonA danced like two elements of nature colliding in perfect harmony. And for fans, it has become a treasured memory, one they'll carry for years to come, one they'll talk about again and again, one that will remain etched in the history of unforgettable Korean performance culture. So to all of you watching and reading this today, thank you. Thank you for joining this journey, for embracing these stories, and for keeping the spirit of artistic admiration alive. Your passion, your presence, and your love for these stars amplify moments like this and make them even more meaningful. And as always, stay tuned, because if Jun-Ho and YoonA have taught us anything, it's that the next breathtaking surprise might be just around the corner.